Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make these frosty Christmassy nails, or at least that's what I was going for. So we've got a couple of blues, of course. So we've got one sparkly, which is such a stunning color. It's bright blue. We've got Guardian Angel. So we've got two different shades of blue, one dark, one light, and then one sparkly one. Then the darkest shade is Take Me to Mykonos, I think it said. We do have a nude. We have food coma. It's been such a long time since I've said food coma on this channel. I've been trying to avoid it because I've just been using it so much and I'm running low as usual. So I am trying to look for alternatives. I need to get into like color mixing. Sometimes when I say I'm low, I get comments about mixing and I think it's such a great idea. I've never done it myself, so I need to figure that out and like look at the color wheels and what I need to mix. I'm not very good at those kind of things, so I need to do some research and try it out. But if I could get like another color to match this, that would be amazing. Like, you know, two different colors and stuff, that'd be literally a dream. But right, so we have three nails that are going to be nude, one that we're going to do a full light blue shade, and then last but not least, the fifth is going to be an ombre. I'm going to place the lighter blue at the top and then the darker blue at the bottom, then ombre them together, pop it into the lamp, and then off camera I'll do another layer and then we can crack on with the nail art. I feel like today's design is quite beginner friendly, I have to admit. I feel like I don't know if you would class French tip as a beginner friendly, but other than that, it's basically just diagonal lines that you have to do, and it just creates such a cute little look. So I've done a very, very similar design in the summertime. I don't know if you remember, if any of you guys watched me back then, but I did a very, very similar design. So sometimes when I'm stuck, I do like to look at my old work and kind of get myself inspired through my work, which is kind of fun. And I did one like this, or similar to this, in the summer. But of course, you know, in the summer, you're picking brighter colors and you're doing all fun palm trees and all sorts. So I thought I'll kind of transform it into a bit more of like a wintry, frosty, coldy vibe. So we've gone in with the blues and then some snowflakes and some sparkly gel polish. I feel like the sparkly blue gel polish might be a color that isn't quite common in your collections maybe. So if that is the case, then feel free to just change it to another shade of blue. Maybe do like a 3 different shade of blue gradient look instead of like adding the glitter. But once the French tip is done on one of those nails and that's being cured, I can work on the other nails. So one of them has diagonal line down the center, like the bottom part going upwards, and you're going to color that in, and I'm starting off with the lightest shade of blue. Then we're going to kind of flip it and do the top right hand side of the other nail and color that in as well with the light blue. Again, remember guys, anything that I'm doing, I'm usually going to do 2 coats, but I will do the second coat off camera. So if anything's sheer right now, then most likely in the next clip it's going to be opaque and ready to go. Then to continue with the light blue, on the French tip nail, I'm going to do these squiggly lines, and I have to admit, on my little prototype that I did, those squiggly lines came out so much better than they did here. So I do apologise, I should have done a way better job than that. But you never know, like with squiggly lines, you could just never do them the same. So I just felt like that top squiggly line was not squiggly enough, if that makes sense. It just looks a bit funny. So when I add the extra layers, it just doesn't look so squiggly anymore. Then once that's cured, we're going in with the next shade. So I'm going in with Take Me to Mykonos, I think it said, which is the darkest shade of blue, the non-glittery one. And we're just going to follow the initial lines that we created just underneath them. And I'm doing that, of course, on the squiggly lines, and same on those like corner ones as well. So we're going to get onto that now. So you want to repeat it just above it, and the lines are going to be a little bit more thinner now. So the first one is going to be your thickest, and you're kind of going to gradually basically go to slightly, you know, thinner lines. Here goes the top one, and then they will all go into the lamp. I can't remember if I did another coat of this. I felt like this colour was pretty opaque, to be honest. I might have just left it as is. Remember guys, no one's wearing these nails, so I don't have to worry about, you know, anything really. This is just for design purposes, just to get you lovelies more inspired and get you some ideas for Christmas. Now we're on to the sparkly. If you've got the sparkly gel polish, then as beautiful as it is, please try and remember to use it last, because those fine little glitter chunks get so stuck in my brush. It's not anything where you can't remove it, of course, but it just takes a little while, and if you forget to remove it, then you basically are almost guaranteed to have it into, you know, in the next gel polish that you dip your brush in. Although of course saying that, it's just a little, you know, reminder to clean your brush a little bit more than you would have usually if you were just using a regular colour. But I have to admit, those gel polishes are the most stunning glittery gel polishes. I feel like they all pretty much came out this year from Madame Glam, and they are just so opaque with the glitter, it's unreal. And they do all sorts of different colours. I've got like some nice core colours, so gold, silver, rose gold, but they do the blues, the pinks. I think they've done some greens as well. Like, it's just beautiful. The consistency is really, really nice. It's so opaque. I always talk about back in the day when you used to get gel polishes that were like mostly clear colours and very, very minimal amounts of glitter, and you'd have to apply like 20 layers before you get the like a full coverage glitter nail. Like, nope, it's not like that at all with these. Very opaque, as you saw with one cut. I pretty much had almost full coverage. It's insane, pretty much. Really, really nice. Now that that's done, we're going to do a little touch of white. So with the white, I'm just going between the dark blue and the glittery blue, just giving a little bit of an outline, and then using a dotting tool, I'm going to place 3 dots, 2 next to each other and then 1 later on, like down the nail. That will go into the lamp. Then we've got some stamping. So this stamping plate, I'm not sure, I think I do move it later on. I did get it on, I believe it was AliExpress a very long time ago, so I don't know if the link still is out there, but you could definitely like substitute it to a different pattern. So I'm going in with like a sweater, Christmassy sweater look. And I really like this one because it's got a couple of options, and I really like this one because it's got some reindeers in there, and it's like a mixture of all sorts. So it's got some gloves and little like flower patterns and hearts. I just thought it was really, really cute, so I went in with that one. Although saying that, I was considering those little bells with the bows just above it. It was kind of cute too, but I did go in with the reindeer one instead. So we had to double stamp that, of course, because the nail is way too long, so we had to double stamp that, but that is not a problem. It was very easy to do, which is nice. Then there is another image on the stamping plate that has snowflakes, and the snowflake is like a full cover pattern, but we are only going to take up just a couple of them. So we're going to remove the ones we don't want and then pick it up. Here goes another set. So we are going to be stamping that on those stripy nails that we've created. So pretty much on all 3, even the French tip one as well. But we're going to kind of focus it a bit more higher up on the squiggly lines. But you'll see that in just a second. So to remove anything you don't want, you can use your finger if you're wearing a glove. You can use your actual like scraper as well, and you can also use, which I often actually use, is the lint remover that you can get. I get mine from IKEA, funny enough, but you can actually get them anywhere. Like literally any shops will pretty much do it. Even, you know, if you're in the UK, you can get it at Asda, IKEA of course, and you can get B&M. They're pretty much like everywhere. But I often like to use it for stamping, and it works so good, like so good, because often you have to work pretty fast whilst it's still wet to remove it, and if you don't work quick enough, it might just dry on your stamper and then you can't remove it. So you could go ahead and stamp it and then remove it, but it just kind of creates a mess sometimes. So I prefer to either do it quickly with my finger or my scraper, or if it's a bit too late, I will just use my lint remover and it will remove it for me, which is really, really nice. And they're not that expensive too, which is nice as well. So now we're on to matte top coating these cuties. And then once that's out, we've got some crystal placements to do. And then we also have some little dots as well that we're going to create, which I'm doing now. So with these dots, I'm using some Madame Glam nail art gel. I love that stuff so much. I can't rave any more about it pretty much. I don't always use it, but when I do, it's just such a pleasure to use, honestly. It works so lovely. The consistency of these are nice and they cure tack free, which is lovely, and I love using it on matte because it just creates that extra like little dimension, and it's lovely to have something shiny on top of matte because it's almost a nice way to replace crystals in a way, because I know I've got some clients, for example, that don't like crystals but do like a little sparkle, and it kind of creates a nice little shimmer on top of a, you know, matte background. And obviously it was white, but they do also silvers and like sparkly looking ones too, so they could also use that as a replacement for crystals as well if you've got clients or you're one of those kind of people yourself that just don't like crystals, the bulk of it and stuff. So that might be a little nice alternative for you. So on the French tip on the right hand side of the smile line, I'm going to do like a free crystal placement with ABs and then some caviar beads in between there. That will go into the lamp for a cure. And then on the last nail, the full blue nail, if you want it to be even extra, you could do some maybe snowflakes around it or some extra little white dots around it too, around the crystal placement. But I thought I would just leave it simple here because we all know me. I go absolute wild with designs. Sometimes I do a little bit too much. I'm trying to keep myself at bay with the extraness. But here I've done a bit of a crystal like combinations. We've got some blue ones, we've got a flower, we've got some AB included too. And then in the center of the flowers, we are going to also place some kava beads just to put in the center of them. And I've placed the center part of the crystal placement into the lamp for a cure, and now I'm adding those extra little, you know, small ABs and then the small flowers. I like to do that when I'm doing a big placement because otherwise they're all moving around and I just don't want them to move, so it just makes my life easier that way. But you don't have to obviously cure it in place and then move on again. You could just do it all in one go. You can also get some rhinestone glue gels that are a little bit more thicker, so the crystal placement doesn't move about as much, which I do have, but I do just like the thinner ones for some reason. But yeah, here are the final results, guys. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.